Okay, so I'm headed into Washington, D.C. for some driving at night. I'm doing a voiceover on this video because I had to listen into a work phone call for part of it, and this way I'm going to speed up and slow down sections of the video. I'll go over the events that happened, and I will make sure to slow down and discuss each disengagement that happened during the drive. Now, I will say that this is beta driver assistance software, and FSD Beta does not make this an autonomous vehicle. So I was ready to take over at any time and kept my hands on the wheel whenever traffic or pedestrians were near me, especially in that case. In fact, during some of the few interventions on this video, I can't say for sure whether or not FSD Beta would have done better than me or not, but there were certainly a few mistakes that will get better as the software is improved. Right, so I'm following this car here, and the car heading after the intersection switches from the left lane to the right lane. FSD also starts to get into the right lane when the car ahead swerves left for a vehicle that's turning in front of it. I disengage, but it's a difficult intersection because the left lane ended, and there's a bike lane that also merged into the main lane. Alright, turning left at a stop sign onto a pretty narrow street here, FSD sees the oncoming traffic and gets over pretty much as close as it can to the parked cars to stay safe. I was pretty impressed with that. Now as we come up on the stop traffic, it looked like the FSD tried to go around on the left, which is not okay, so I disengaged and then we rerouted to try to come to a traffic circle up here. Here we are entering Logan Circle. We're going to go around about 3/4 of the way, and FSD Beta does a great job at entering and getting into the proper lanes.
Well, at least until it's supposed to get out of the circle. But here's where it's supposed to go right, and it realized about 2 seconds too late that that's where it needed to turn. The surprising thing is it made the turn anyway, even though it was going over the white hashed lines. Okay, as you can see right here, a person walks right out in front of me, and I did disengage because it surprised me. But the interesting thing to see is if you go back, you'll notice the car noticed her well before I did. started a good job entering the traffic circle, but then couldn't quite decide if it wanted to be in the far left lane or the middle lane. And then it started veering to the right, and there was a car on my quarter. It wouldn't have hit the car, but again, I just didn't want to cut in front of him, so I took over. Re-engaged autopilot, might not have been the best time. The car told me to take over. It didn't really turn on autopilot, so it was kind of just a warning. Now here's a good edge case, because as we're coming up to a lane that shouldn't have parking, we come to a stopped food truck. I had to get over. If I hadn't taken over, I'm wondering if what would have happened, maybe come to a stop and then tried to get over, but I didn't really give autopilot a chance, FSD Beta a chance to do that.
As we get off here, there's this white truck that puts his blinker on. FSD Beta slows. I'm not sure if it saw the blinker, but basically instead of accelerating, it let the truck go right across 2 lanes of traffic, basically cutting me off, but safe and no problems.
Alright, that's about it. I did have to pick someone up, and this route was not as much about testing as it was I had to get from one place to the other, and I figured I would show the things that happened in DC.
Except there was this, one more thing. As we come through the intersection, there's a car that stops to back into a parking spot, which is not an uncommon occurrence in the city. And FSD kept accelerating, so I disengaged. I'm not saying that anything bad would have happened, but I did want to give the guy some room, and that is definitely one thing I reported and will be something that should hopefully improve in the future. That's about it. Thanks for watching. If you do enjoy these types of videos, please leave a comment to let me know what you'd like to see or what I can do better. Oh, and hit the subscribe button and notification bell to ensure you see updates on how FSD Beta improves in these situations in the future. Have a good one.